Hello everyone, and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I feel ready to drop on you my updated Primalist, Shaman, Leaping Earthquaker. Of course we will look at gameplay, we'll look at damage numbers at the training dummy, we'll look at skills, passives, gear, and of course break down the character sheet. Now if you need to jump around, everything is timestamped in the description below. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Right now we are logged into an Echo Run 100. Skills I'm going to be using are Fury Leap, Earthquake, Warcry, Summon Frenzy Totem, and Swipe. Now you will notice the majority of the game I'm going to be using Swipe just to clear trash, and then Earthquake for bigger targets. Okay. Now when you kill using Swipe, you have a chance of making these totems right here. So I just made 3. And every totem you make, your character becomes more resilient and stronger. So easy. Just walking through this. Come on. Who do we got at the end? Oh. Anybody else? Strongest single target build I have ever made. That was pretty quick. Let's run one more.
Will not die. Impossible.
Well. Done. Let me show you how to recreate this build. We have arrived at the training dummy. Now let's look at some damage numbers, starting with only Swipe. And look at how fast I hit. So it got as high as, what, 16,000 there? Now let's add in Earthquake. 6 digits. Strongest single target damage build I have ever made. It doesn't matter the boss. Like, if it's just you versus that boss, you can just sit there and wail on them. And normally they die pretty fast. Moving over to skills, starting off with Summon Frenzy Totem. You want 5 into Grounded, 1 into Dig In, 5 into Dig Deep, 4 into Rabidity, 4 into Berserker Frenzy, and 1 into Reinforced Totem. Now again, you have to stay very close to your totem because you are always tethered to it, but it does give you a massive damage boost. Fury Leap, 1 into Crater, 6 into Savage Impact, 1 into Aspect of the Mantis. This is what allows you to jump twice. 5 into Ambush Predator, and 7 into Warrior's Entrance. Now, when you drop with Warrior's Entrance, you get 105% damage boost for 3 seconds, so that's why sometimes right when you land, you want to use your Earthquake, if it's a large pack. War Cry, 3 into Staggering Roar, 1 into Apprehend. Now, what Apprehend does is makes it when you use your War Cry, it pulls everybody towards you, which is great for obviously Earthquake again, because you need people to be around you for Earthquake. 2 into Deep Roar, 4 into Battle Cry, 1 into Ferocity, 1 into Juggernaut, 1 into Berserker, 4 into Brutality, and 3 into Fury Strikes. Swipe. 2 into Way of the Hunt, 3 into Claws of Stone. Now what Claws of Stone do is very important. This is what gives you a chance of summoning your Claw Totem when you kill with Swipe. 1 into Avatar of the Wild. This makes it so Attunement and Strength both buff your Swipe. 4 into Wedgerian Reach, and 2 into Culling. Culling gives you a 14% kill threshold. It is awesome. It works on all enemies, including bosses. 2 into Blood Beast, 3 into Rendering, and 3 into Duality of Nature. Now, this is where you get your mana leech from Swipe, which is what helps you keep your Earthquake able to use. Okay? Earthquake, main damage dealer. 5 into Rupture, 2 into Sunder, 5 into The Harder They Fall, 1 into Seismic Smash, 1 into Seismic Tide, and this is where when you use Earthquake, it hits 3 times. 4 into Concussion, and 2 into Outbreak. Now, let's say you do have an item that gives to Earthquake, which is what you would want, like a +3 or even a +4 to Earthquake. I would put 1 into Outbreak, so you have a larger area on your Earthquake, and then everything else I would put into Potency. Okay? So, Summon Frenzy Totem, Earthquake, Fury Leap, War Cry, and Swipe. Those are the skills for this build. Moving over to passives, and for this we are kind of all over the place. Starting off with Primalist, base class, 8 into Natural Attunement, 8 into Primal Strength, 1 into Harmony of Blades, 6 into Survival of the Pack, and 5 into Berserker. Now what's great about Berserker is if you are low on life, you will do more damage and take less damage. So it also helps you survive. I really like Berserker. Under Beastmaster, you need to put 20 points into Beastmaster to unlock Summon Frenzy Totem. So we have 8 into Yersian Strength, 4 into Savagery, and 8 into Ambush. And Ambush is right here, gives you a big boost to your next attack, which if you time it right for Earthquake, gives you a huge boost. Druid, 6 into Blood Claws, and then Shaman, 8 into Shamanistic Infusion, 8 into Silent Protector, 5 into Totemic Fury, 8 into Earthern Supremacy, 2 into Glacial Strike, that is what I'm currently leveling right now, 5 into Protective Circle, and 8 into Storm Blade. Those are the passives, and right now I am level 85. Moving over to gear, starting off with idols. Now you have lots of options. You have some idols that give to melee damage, some that give to physical. For me, I needed a little more defense, so I took 2 idols that gave to critical strike avoidance, and then 2 that give to physical damage. Now this idol is really interesting. The reason why I keep casting Maelstrom every 5 seconds randomly is because of this idol. It's not required, it's just kind of a funny idol that I found. So nothing crazy special there. Again, you have lots of options. Now when it comes to your gear, the only uniques that are required, and they're not even required right at the beginning, you can use a really good 2-handed axe, or you can use good rare 1-handed axes or swords if you haven't found them yet. But for true endgame, you need 2 undisputeds. You're talking about each one is going to give you plus 100 to melee physical damage. They're going to give you increased attack speed. They're going to give you overkill leech life, which Earthquake always overkills. and increased physical damage based upon hitting enemies that are bleeding. So they are perfect. I have done so much testing with this. Undisputed is what you want for this build. It is actually crazy that you can now use 2 of them. Okay, now I'm going to just highlight over the rest of my gears so you can see what else I am using. And again, I've been able to clear everything in the game with this build. Helmet, amulet, armor, ring, belt, gloves, boots, relic. Now let's break down the character sheet for this Shaman. Right now I have 65 points into strength, 38 points into attunement, and 23 into vitality. Movement speed increased by 42%. I run pretty darn fast. Now when you look at my resistances, you would normally think that these look like crap, but this character is buffed based upon how many totems you have up. So for me, I can really only cast 1 with my Summon Frenzy totem, and I only use that when I need the extra damage. But because of my passive tree for Silent Protector, and Totemic Fury, and Protective Circle, every single time I use Swipe and I make one of those claw totems, I get tons of armor and resistances. Now let me show you which just 1 totem will do. Okay, this is just my Summon Frenzy totem. Okay, so just that 1 totem, look at the boost I get to my resistances. So you can imagine that when I'm killing and I make 4, 5, or even 10, which happens all the time, normally I don't have to worry about resistances too much. Okay? Same thing with armor. You get a boost to armor when you have multiple totems, but right now just naturally I'm at 1900. Attack speed, 67%. Melee damage, 58. And increased physical damage, 317. But that is just me standing here. Now watch my damage numbers when I put my totem on and use my war cry. Ready? Take a look right here. And totem. And war cry. Did you see it? Let's try that one more time. And impossible. 747 to physical. 747. Now when you use War Cry, the only way you can keep up your buff is by hitting. See it? $927. Okay, so that if it's... So just put everything into perspective. If I am hitting an enemy and I used my War Cry to keep my Berserker up with a tethered Frenzy Totem right when I land, 920% to physical damage. It's pretty beastly. Defense, endurance is okay, 44, endurance threshold 311, and then critical strike avoidance 98%. Other stats, bleed is 39 just because of the Undisputeds you are using. I mean, overall, again, when it comes to single target damage, nothing stronger. I face tanked the Emperor of Corpses. Alright everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my Leaping Shaman Earthquaker? Is there something I missed? Is there something that I can do to even push this build farther? Let me know in the comment section below. If you have not joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're now over 800 members, great conversations, especially around last Epoch. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is in the description. Also, I forgot to mention, if you are looking for the advanced loot filter for this build, it is also in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed this build guide. Stay home, stay safe. Do not forget to join the official Action RPG Discord. Aaron